Underground heat source discovered! Any link to the treasure? Let's all get rich! I saw weird guys carrying Peach off somewhere. I have a bad feeling about this. Hello everybody! I am Elio, and I'm ready! I don't know about you guys, but I'm totally psyched for this. So here are the items I gathered off screen, mostly healing items, with one or two other things thrown in. And I also cooked an Ultra Shroom and a Jam and Jelly off screen to make a Jelly Ultra, a very useful healing item, so yeah. I'm rather well prepared for this chapter, so without further ado, once more into the breach, everyone! Chapter 8! The 1,000-Year Door. Original name, guys. And of course you had to throw in one last panoramic view in here, didn't you? Whoa, this place is nasty. But we don't have a choice. We gotta cruise through and save Peach before this whole cataclysm thing happens. Come on, Gonzales. Indeed. And we are in the Palace of Shadow. Like a lot of last areas in games, in the beginning of this chapter, the plot's going to largely take a backseat to atmosphere and tests of your skill. And I honestly really like that in this game, because it really helps set the tone for a rather grim and gritty final chapter. And one of those previously mentioned tests of your skill is new enemies. One of which being right here, these are Swoopulars. A variant of swoop enemies like the swoopers from chapter 4. So, Gumbella, get tuddling. You're gonna have the work out of your life this chapter. Swoopulars, an airborne, blood-sucking bat-like thing. HP 9, attack 4. And as if losing your own HP wasn't bad enough, they'll add it to their own and heal themselves. So yeah, rather true to form, but also rather annoying, so you might want to take them out quickly. And the best way of doing that is with a spin jump, since it takes down all of their rather nicely rounded 9 HP. And they're giving me a lot of star points, because I'm still rather underleveled. But then again, I like this game so much, I'd rather like to challenge myself, I must admit. Down the stairs, and I think I will fight you for experience. And after showstoppering some more Zubats to death, which gave us a ton of star points, we'll level up. Hooray! So, FP. So I can use my stronger and flashier moves, of course. Alright. Monies. And Dizzy Dial, I'll take that, I guess. Even though the coins aren't going to be much use in this chapter, because there's no shop here, which is why I recommended you get the items while you can, because the further you head into this chapter, the farther you're going to have to backtrack to get back if you need something. And there was a shooting star back there. And here we have another new enemy. These are true dry bones, unlike the dull bones we saw all the way back in chapter 1. Jeez. It's been that long already. So, Gumbella, get telling them. They're much closer to the red bones in that when their HP hits 0, they turn into a pile of bones. It's a little more powerful on the attack side, of course. And after 1 or 2 turns, they'll rise again. But the catch is with these, if you can kill them with fire or explosions, then their corpses will disintegrate and they won't resurrect themselves. So that's very useful, isn't it? Whoa. Yeah, I can super guard them, but yeah, best not to try it too often. So yeah, using Vivian or Bobbery here is very useful for getting rid of their remains so they don't rise up on you. But another effective way is with a spring jump, since, as you can see, it can take them out in one go. As long as you do the action commands correct. Anyways, it's star points, very nice. More money, and I will avoid you. And you can probably hear later in this room there's bullet bill blasters. We're getting to them. Just avoid all these guys, I think. Can't be bothered with them right now. And down here they are. Actually, I want to keep Goombella out so I can tell one of these fools. I was going to land then, and he would have hit my face, so I went for a spin jump. Yeah, at least it takes one of them out, so... yeah. So, yeah, more recolors. These are a more powered-up version of Bullet Bills, Bombshell Bills. Literally nothing has changed from Bullet Bills to Bombshell Bills, except they're a little more powerful. They're still kamikaze enemies that'll attack you with high amounts of damage, but then kill themselves in the process, so... for that reason, they don't give you any star points as well, so... kinda sucks. You can't grind off them, but definitely understandable. So, what you really want to be doing is, of course, like Chapter 5, heading between them if you can, but more likely you're going to be ducking under them with Vivian. Or use Flurry? I don't know why that came to mind, but they just keep them in one space. I can't imagine how that would be much more useful. Just use Vivian. You can duck under all these fools. And, well, I forgot to press the X button one last time. Alright, Kumbella, and boom. So, yeah, more recolors. These are powered-up versions of the Bullet Bill Blasters. These are Bombshell Bill Blasters. Yeah, quite the mouthful. In fact, the game and Goombella are going to abbreviate it here. It's that long slash so much of a mouthful. HP 10 and defense 4. Of course, they don't have attack because they have the Bombshell Bills to do that, and they keep summoning them every turn. So, ideally, you want to take them out quickly so you don't keep getting bombarded by the Bombshell Bills. And Vivian's Fiery Jinx, again, is very useful for this because of her defense piercing. And they aren't impervious to fire. I guess, Koops' Shell Slam would be slightly more useful, but... meh. It takes out the Bullet Bill Blasters as well, even if they're in the air with Fiery Jinx, so... you don't have to worry about them in that case. So, one more Fiery Jinx and we'll be done here. Burn me, burn! I don't know what's with my one-liners. And 10 more star points. Already in this part we've gained the equivalent of half a level, it's crazy. So, next room. Oh, you've got to be really careful in this room. I hate this room so much. Ah, badge here, all or nothing. Hit action commands, attack rises, but if you fail the action how the hell did I do that? You fail the action commands and your attack goes to 0, so... kind of a risky badge, and I've never found myself using it, but... maybe it's more useful than I would give it credit for. And ideally you want to go through, go slow through that room if you don't know the layout of it. Ooh, this little pathway is rather nice, because you have these fire bars, which you can jump over and over, and... after a certain amount of jumps, they'll turn into coins! Even though, again, they're not going to be much use, but... it's pretty cool to do. And Goombella for more new enemies. These are variants of Ember enemies. These are Phantom Embers. And my goodness, do they have a cool shade of green. Except it's not cool, it's a hot shade of green, because, you know, the fire. So stupid! Just get on with tattling them. I like the descriptions, actually. An angry spirit born of hatred and confusion. Blech. HP 10, attack 5, and of course you'll catch on fire. But what you really don't want to do with these guys is use fire and I think explosions on them. Because if you do, not only will they heal themselves, but I believe they clone themselves as well, so... really I do not want, so... yeah, take care of that. And we're done with you, and the rewards are just spurting into the flying bars, I won't bother with them. But be sure to jump here, because we have an invisible item block with a boo shoot, which I'm going to just be zapped away from. What? Do you really not have boundaries? Dude. Whoop. Ah! Dude, don't be failing at simple platforming in the last chapter of the game. Boost sheet. There we go. And now here, we have sets of embers that are going to send us back to the start even more, so I'll open YouTube and just roll. And be careful of spawn kills as well. You can just spawn right on top of you and send you back if you're not careful. Ooh, wide open room here. pretty chandeliers too. And the stained glass as well, even though there's not much point to it. I mean, where would you look? Outside? And this is a rather obvious callback to Chapter 1.
Blood, blood, none shall pass by. Let those who would disturb her sleep fall into the depths of eternal darkness.
Huh? Ah! Raining dry bones! Eek!
May the intruder never find the key to this door.
And just like Chapter 1, we have more bones enemies, which are going to push us away from the Ringleader, which we want to go to because he holds a key. And it looks like we can't first strike him. Oh well. Well, he is classed as a mini-boss, technically. And we got into him. Alright. Let's get this started. So, the Ringleader, namely, is a Dark Bones. The most powerful of Bones enemies. Dark Bones, the baddest of the Bones gang. Indeed. HP 20, attack 5, and defense 2 when their HP goes down to 0. Yeah, just like the others, they can resurrect themselves if you don't kill them with fire or explosions. I feel kind of outnumbered here. Vivian. No, actually, I want to show up. You want to get out Coops here? Because I want to show off Shell Slam. His final move that he gets when he's fully upgraded. I actually want to show off as many of the partner's moves as I can, since it's the last chapter, but I can't promise I'll show all of them. So, Shell Slam! 6 FP, tilt repeatedly left. I just tilt left and right repeatedly, really. And it pierces defense and does 6 damage. So, rather useful indeed. And to deal with the rest of these dry bones, this is why I picked up this fire flower, in case you were speculative about that. And because it's fire attribute, it'll get rid of their remains as well, so fun times. Haha! You tried to go for the dodgy one and you missed. Okay, now for a spring jump. Oh, more power! Nice! Alright. Alright, quit your spinning. We get it, we're going to poet him. And how fast is it gonna go? Moderately fast. Dude! Don't do that! Don't do it now! Jeez. Shell Slam. That's not a Shell Slam, that's... I'm getting really confused now. Blarg! 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 Haha! I can Super Guard all of you! All of your bones. Then again, it is all of you, because it's your bones. Haha! Anyways, you're dead. And we're happy. With 33 star points. Very bustly experience. Our reward is a palace key. Oh gee, I wonder where that goes. So, head onwards. Next room is a replica of the third room. An Ultra room. Yeah, they really do prepare you well with the items in this chapter. They really do give you a lot of useful items just in case you didn't prepare beforehand. Very good game design, if you ask me. Head onwards here. I daren't slip between them. Even though I probably could, but I'd have to waste a hit. And we're done with those guys. Oh, Vivian, you're so useful. With fire jinx and all. And I'd rather like to avoid you guys. Can't be bothered with you right now. And down the stairs, and we have more of these guys. More of these guys. I sound like a robot, and we can slip between these guys. Cool. Fail. Fail. And another 2 bite the dust. Onwards to the next room. Ah, this wide open room. With some boxes at the back which have a coin, a Jammin' Jelly, like I said, they would prepare you well with the items, and this badge. Can't be bothered with it myself. Let's now head into the next room. Aha! I do believe this type of room is a staple in Paper Mario games. If you head through the wrong door, you'll hear that sound and get sent back to this room. And you don't want that, so you want to be heading through the right rooms, and you'll know which rooms are right, which doors are right, excuse me, by the torches on the back wall. And since there are quite a few doors, and I need something interesting to talk about, I'm going to bring up something I've been meaning to talk about for a while, actually, an interesting subject concerning Vivian here. In the Japanese version of Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door, Vivian was said to be male, confirmed by statements from her character description and Goombella's tattle of her. Daldom even calls Vivian man as an insult. Despite this, female pronouns such as her and she are used when referring to Vivian, though this may be because it's considered proper to refer to transgendered persons by the gender they identify themselves with. Obviously, all these gender issues were removed from the English versions and dialogue was changed, like Daldom's man insults, to much pettier insults like ugly, although some PAL versions maintain the original portrayal of Vivian, or at least some reference to the gender issues. So overall, this adds another layer of depth that makes Vivian hold a more interesting character, even if it does raise questions, like would it be considered gay when Vivian kissed Mario, but hey, don't want to go too far off the deep end here. And when you made it through, gasp, you'll get to see more panoramic views! You get out of one strange room just to find another. It's so big. Well, it's almost like an underground city. What is this place? What is this place indeed? And here we have a new enemy, but also a save block. I'd rather not deal with him right now, because I think we've done enough for this part, so thank you for watching, and see you next part when we'll continue the Palace of Shadow.